Hi guys, I'm Nico Imalu. I am the creator of this page, Mango's Operation with Nico Imalu, as well as running the Instagram component under the handle Mango's Operative, where we talk about issues that I, of course, care about, different fun informational posts. And this channel is just to basically shed light on some of those posts that we've done so far, in the hope that essentially will foster a fun community here. So let's get into it. This is where we're going to talk about the ALDF's rankings report. And for, of course, full disclosure, I am actually a board member. I am actually an ambassador for social media for them. So I want to just be transparent to know that though obviously don't get paid, I do work with them in an advocacy and volunteering capacity, which is why I want to talk about this issue of the rankings report and why people whose state maybe ranks lower on it should not be discouraged and or feel offended or threatened by what this means. Because sometimes people don't actually know what it means when they hear that their state is either in the middle of a ranking or at the bottom or even at the top. They assume there's no improvement. There's always improvement for us all to make. If you're at the top of your game, you can always improve. You're in a league of your own sometimes. And so we can always do more things to improve our situation and help you relate to one another. So that's what I want to get into. So I want to get into just a little bit of why this ranking report is really about. Why is it important? Because oftentimes I feel like people, they hear this thing is ranked, right? We hear this is ranked. Okay, whatever. Why is this school ranked higher than this one? Why is this thing better than this one? And so I think because we oftentimes hear that this one is better, or that's better, this state's better for this, or that state's better, or this country is better for this. We don't oftentimes read into the data. What do the statistics actually mean when they're saying this is better than this? So let's break that down and really get into why this might be better than this. Because I think that oftentimes leads us to seeing things better. So let's get into it. So what are the top 5 states that are considered the best for animal protection? Oregon, Massachusetts, Maine, Illinois, and Colorado. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest, I've actually never been to any of these states. I only just read the data and was able to see this, but from what the report says, I understand why they're ranking them as the top 5. They are doing things that other states are simply not doing. If we look at Oregon, who is number 1, which I'm gonna actually look here because I have my laptop in front of me, to see if we look at Oregon, who's number 1, it's because they have so many existing strengths, as it's broken down in the report. Their definition of animal includes not only mammals, birds, reptiles, fish, and amphibians. Because, listen, I always tell you guys, this page is named after my crested gecko, who sadly passed a few years ago, named Mango. And so I'm happy that Oregon considers Mango a pet, considers Mango a pet, a true animal. Isn't like, so somebody did something to Mango, there would be, something done about it. And I think that's amazing. Now, that's not to say that Oregon has no improvements. They do. They should include, excludes invertebrates and octopus, so they should do something about that. But I think what really sets Oregon apart from the other 50 states is their new House Bill 4034, which is just a piece of legislation that further strengthens the state's animal protection laws. This bill includes a lot of different things, but one of the things that I found the most important reading about this bill in Oregon is that it creates a new crime interfering with the investigation for offense against an animal. So if you're trying to hide or kind of obstruct justice in a case that might be involved with animal cruelty, let's say it's a domestic violence case, but there's a little bit of animal cruelty also in there. If you're trying to, let's say, prohibit the evidence for the animal cruelty aspect of the case, you're gonna also be in trouble for that, which I again think is so important and honestly quite cool that they would take the time. They really cared about this, and it's amazing. Now Massachusetts is at number 2, and they have similar kind of reasons on why they're at number 2, the way that Oregon's at number 1. But one of the main things is because of their coercive control. They changed the definition of coercive control to include animals, because 1/3 of women in domestic violence shelters cited the reason that they did not leave was because of having a companion, an animal companion. They didn't want to leave. So now adding that to coercive control definition that we see in domestic violence in the law adds to a safety of protection for those women and for those creatures as well. Now let's talk about pathways to progress for the states that are considered the 5 worst. Now this isn't to say they can't improve. They can. Everyone, like I said, can improve. So we have Mississippi, Kentucky, Idaho, Alabama, and at the worst is North Dakota. Now I want to talk about North Dakota because they're the worst, so they need a little bit more help. At least they're ranked as the worst. But let's get a little bit into why, because it's not for all of the reasons you would think that they're ranked the lowest. Now, the reason that they're really ranked the lowest in this report is mainly because of stagnation. While we've seen other states who are higher up on the line kind of change and done things over the course of the past couple, years and decade, North Dakota actually hasn't changed a lot of their, if any of their laws in about a decade, which sunk them to the bottom of this rankings report in 2023, and now for the 2024, which is what we're reporting on because it's not 2025, is why they're still at that lowest level. So like I said, it's not to say that they can't improve, they can't change, they of course can, but also there's some key weaknesses in them not changing their laws, or at least strengthening the ones they have right now. So as I look at this, one of the reasons is because they don't have any explicit laws that permit courts to order psychological evaluations necessary for treatment in animal cruelty cases. Again, it's often cited that animal cruelty, as long as other types of violent cases, is because of a psychological problem. So getting a psych evaluation in those cases would be incredibly helpful. So since they don't mandate that, or at the minimum explicitly permit it, things can fall through the crack on these animal, cruelty cases and investigations for such things. It's also important to note that by not addressing these underlying issues, we're actually preventing and not allowing the protection of animals in the future who could benefit. Now let's talk about the most improved state, because I love a good success story. South Carolina. My Carolinians, are you guys known as the Carolinians? People from the Carolinas? Whatever you guys are known as, I salute you. You guys moved from the 47th on this list to the 40th place. 7 ranks, the most improved state. Love you. That's why I always love people from South Carolina. In 2024, South Carolina rose 7 ranks. That's what the report says, making it the most improved state that year. Now let's talk about the real reason you guys changed. Because of your bond or forfeit law. I salute you. Bond or forfeit laws were a trend in 2023, with 3 states and the District of Columbia enacting or revising them. So these bond or forfeit laws is why South Carolina is now the 40th state. Now, I want to get into 2024 trends. Now we see before we wrap up the end of this video. So this is a new trend of animal cruelty included in the definition of coercive control. We just talked about it a little bit with Massachusetts, but let's get into the other 4 states who also enacted the laws along with Massachusetts. No, the other 5 states, I guess, because I choose one of them. Colorado, New Jersey, and Vermont, they all enacted, along with Massachusetts, all enacted adding animal cruelty to their definitions of coercive control. Now, this is important, and I'm going to read a quote on why it's important. Domestic violence abusers know how much a companion animal means to their human victims, and too often exploit this bond, often threatening or even harming those animals as a means of control, says the ALDF's Criminal Justice Program Director, Laura Dunn. There, we have it there. Reason why this is so important and so key. If a place like North Dakota enacted some variation of this new change to their laws and their definition of coercive control in their laws, I guarantee you they would not be at the bottom. If every state, all 50 states did this, they would all be fighting for that top spot. It'd be so hard for us at the ALDF to even know who to rank as what in 2025, at the end of 2025 when we're doing our report, because everyone would be just so amazing and so good that we'd be like, well, who are we gonna give it to this time? It's kind of like the Grammys. Sometimes everyone's work is so amazing that year that it's kind of hard to decide who had the most impact. But guys, please go read the report. It's linked in the description below, as long as with our Instagram page, where you guys can get more updates on key issues that I do for the Human Lymphoma Society, of course, Animal Legal Defense Fund, and as an ambassador for the Adventures of Wildlife. There'll be more videos coming up to you guys soon, and let me know which state surprised you when you guys actually saw the report as being ranked either the highest or the lowest. Let me know, and let me know other educational and fun videos you guys would like to see here on this channel. Give us a like, and please subscribe and turn on your notifications, and remember to always dare to do the impossible. Bye.